Hello, and welcome to Omen Exitio? Exitio? Exitio. That sounds about right. Plague. This is- Hello, Knudsen, what is up with you, dude? So, this is supposed to be, like, a Lovecraftian type, game where you get to make choices of some kind. It's supposed to basically be like a interactive fiction type thing. The beginning of a journey. You're accompanied by the sounds of a rig rustling in the wind and the swell of the waves as you stroll back along the ship's deck. Its rocking evokes a slight sense of nausea, the wood groaning faintly with your every step, as if something wanted to scream, but it didn't quite have the energy. A journal, a long journal. Your ship is... Oh, I can't fucking read, goddamn. A journey, a long journey. Your ship is headed for Zanzibar. How long have you been at sea? You cannot remember. The days follow one another, never changing. It feels like living in an endless haze, dazed and captured by the outline of those unknown waters. But all in all, you don't mind the feeling. After all, you're here to forget. Okay, so that's just previous page. Your name is Jack Huntington. You are a doctor, a researcher, or at least you were proud to call yourself one before your entire world crumbled around you. You have always fought to save people's lives, but now you face a different battle where you have to kill. Such an irony of fate. You enlisted in order to escape from yourself and above all from the pain. You look out to sea, wondering whether the ship can carry you far enough. I'm questioning why your tag says Lovecraft. I'm not so it gave me the Lovecraft vibes. We're at sea. This is supposed to be like a sea horror type thing, and I get that not all sea horrors are like Lovecraftian, but a lot of them tend to lean into the Lovecraft. What do you mean reading it? Oh, am I fucking... Did I fuck that up? No, Disaster, you can't ask questions. Not here. Never in chat. And chat's not a place for questions. I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. And if anybody asks, I'm just gonna give them the explanation that I'm an idiot. That's what I'm just gonna say. Man, Disaster, you must really love the sewer rats in New York. Not to be weird, but like, have you been to New York? Have you seen the sewer rats? I'm probably there. Reality seems suspended during sea travel. Time loses all meaning and extends infinitely. Just like the blue expanse sprays out before you. Day after day, you've been watching the horizon ahead, bobbing up and down. Up and down. When? You're from Long Island? You're very acquainted with the fucking sewer rats. Jake, remind me of why we're here. It feels like all this water has wiped my memory clean. The voice belongs to Ed O'Bannon in Blonde Irish Boy. He can't be much older than 16, and just like every other evening, he had a drop too much to drink. He blames the long voyage for his memory lapse. We'll speak with Ed. Why the fuck not? Oh, Brandon, I have no idea why you're sending us over to this forsaken island on the other side of the world, and let me tell you, I don't even care. All I know is that tomorrow we'll be there, at last. Do the rats drag around pizza, or is that just the movies? No, Knudsen. Whenever you see that, that's just Master Splinter trying to feed his children. That's what that is. With these words, you leave Ed to his goddamn Irish drinking songs and head below deck. It's time to sleep. You're lying in your bunk, and just like every other night, for the best I struggle sometimes. You're lying in your bunk, and just like every other night for the best part of the year, you're having a hard time falling asleep. You toss and turn in your sweat-soaked sheets until... Jake, are you asleep? It's Ryan? Oh my god, that's Italian as shit. Vespucci? 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 The man in the bunk next to yours. He is the assistant cook hailing from Italy. Suddenly you remember that tomorrow it's your turn in the ship's mess. Sure. What is it, Ryan? Ryan! Ramen is pasta? I mean... How are the noodles made? Because I think that will tell you if it's pasta or not. I left you a list of the provisions we need in the gallery tomorrow. I want to talk to you about something else as well. I've been hearing rumors among the soldiers, but maybe we should discuss the matter tomorrow. Good night, Jake. Thanks. Now I'm going to be thinking about that all night. The dorm is filled with the heavy breathing and loud snoring of your companions. Apparently everyone is asleep except you. Sitting over in your bed, you find the note Ryan left you under your pillow. Now. The candlelight flickers in the dark, and the words come to life and dance before your eyes while your pupils get used to the faint light of the wavering flame. Jake, you think you joined the army to atone for your sins, but you're mistaken. You're not headed for Zanzibar by chance. What you will see over there will change your perspective so much that you will turn to your old profession once again, and during this journey, you will discover that you have a friend. Friends? We have friends? Well, it's not Ryan's list. You wonder whether it's an odd prank by your fellow soldiers, but it seems too clever for them. While considering several theories, you find the slip into slumber, gently rocked by the waves. It won't be long until the landing, but this doesn't mean you can escape kitchen duty. Ryan hands you a bag of potatoes to peel while he starts working on a bunch of carrots, slicing them with a skill and accuracy which is second to none. Better than anyone you've seen. You here because you really, or are there other reasons? Oh, with that one. Not a long time, really, but longer than you, I'd bet. You're right. Actually, this voyage is pretty much the entirety of my military career. Don't worry, just stick with me and that Irish fool O'Brien. O'Brien. I keep wanting to say O'Brien. O'Brien! O'Bannon, and you'll see it's not too bad. Shots coming from the deck interrupt your chatting. Land ahoy, you hurry up and carry out your task before landing. Zanzibar... That's what this is. We have notes. Goddamn. Zanzibar. Well, damn. If you're a sewer rat, then what is your husband? Are you saying that he has bad taste? I'm just saying that I am disgusting. That's all I'm saying. Zanzibar port is a racket. Sailors yell in a wide variety of accents while goods are unloaded onto the docks. Piling up in small mountains of crates, you are on deck observing the slowly approaching shapes of Stone Town. Soon, at last, you will once again set foot on solid ground. You've seen worse? I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. I'm sorry, the hoods? Like you live in a sweater? What? Hood rats? Are they rats that you put in your hood? You are granted some free time, so you treat yourself to a stroll around town. You are walking along the quay when a beggar approaches you. His rough hooded tunic covers up his face. He reeks and walks with a limp, leaning heavily on a stick. Even though you don't understand what he's saying, you understand from his gesture that he's asking for charity. But what does he want? Oh, you know what I mean? No. I really don't. What does he want? Sure, we'll give him alms. The ghetto, the trap house, the projects. I would love to know if Minnesota has any of those things. I don't think that Minnesota has any of those things. Maybe they do. Maybe they do, and I'm just unaware, but like... Yeah, Minnesota definitely has trailer parks, that's for sure. Not all of them are terrible, though. Like, a lot of them are just filled with poor people. Oh no, poor people. Run and cry and scream. You hand out a coin to the beggar, and as he reaches to grab it, you notice a tattoo on the inside of his wrist. You only get a glimpse of it, but it strikes you with its peculiarity. The simple shape reminds you of an eye. I got 2 little journal entries, and I got experience points. Oh my god. The beggar tries to get your attention and follows you. He grabs your shirt, forcing you to stop. He slips his hand into your pocket and then suddenly starts running. His apparent disability is gone, and he's no longer limping. We're going to chase him. The beggar runs along the dock as nimble as an acrobat. When 2 sailors carrying some bulky crates pop out in front of him, he vaults clearly over them as easily as if he were stepping over them. The sailors stop to yell at him, dropping the crate and blocking your path. Just go around them. You swerve right and sprint past the obstacles, ignoring the men and running straight towards the beggar. When the thief realizes you are still chasing him, he jumps into one of the small boats moored in a row. Marrowed? In a row. In the harbor. That was too many R's. And O's. He hops effortlessly from one boat to the next in spite of their movement and quickly gets away. We're gonna check. You check your pockets. The only thing missing is the strange message you found in place of Brian's list. Why did the man steal it? He probably thought it was money. You are still confused about what just happened when Ryan approaches you on the dock. Jake, the hell are you doing? Leave's over. We've been called to muster. You follow the half-Italian to the dock of your ship. The troop is examined and soon makes its way to headquarters. You march with the squadron you were assigned to. Lost in your thoughts, you expected an entirely different welcome from Zanzibar. So wet with blood. Oh, we have things that we can... Can we not... I feel like... I always like observation. Okay, we can't do anything because we don't have enough experience points. Is there anything here? No, okay. Smith, wake up! Everyone on their feet, quick. You open one eye, followed by the other. You feel the slow swaying of the sea and the particular smell of the ship. Something like unwashed bodies and acrid salt, which prickles your nostrils. It is just for a moment, and within seconds you are on your feet. It is Smith, the captain of the troop, who is yelling at you in the early morning. O'Brien groans. He's still not up, and luckily the captain is unaware of it. The cries of Captain Smith could sink a battleship on their own. He's just tired. Come on, old Brandon, stop dreaming about whiskey bottles and gonna move on. I'm awake. Your Irish friend's whiny character reminds you of a child who doesn't want to go to school. I also don't want to go to school. Just has stuff thrown everywhere. I feel like you'd only be half right. Fuck school. I actually really liked school. I didn't like getting up for it, though. It was like, if it could just start when I was ready for it to start, that would have been nice. Not even my mom was this annoying. O'Bannon mumbles some more incomprehensible words, and with considerable effort, he gets to his feet, wobbling. It seems he is still drunk from last night. You better keep an eye on him and prevent him from getting a severe scolding and a flagrant punishment. You are outside waiting for the training to start. O'Bannon is next to you, still sleepy. After weeks of travel, Smith fears you have all gone soft. Looking at the men in your row, the doubt seems to be entirely valid. You can see the disorientation and lack of sleep on their faces. The air is filled with sand, and your boots sink into the mud. The view is desolate except for some isolated shacks. Smith is explaining the details of this morning's training with a cracked, raspy voice. You are distracted by the view. The weariness from the journey makes his speech hard to follow, and you end up missing parts of it, but you are sure you are not the only one. No one can get used to this new situation due to the brevity of the captain's speech. You hesitate for a moment, but Smith breaks the silence with an unyielding command shouted aloud. Come on, move, ladies, until you are all well awake. Sure. O'Bannon limps at the back of the group. Ed, you'd better pull yourself together quickly or we'll be in trouble. Don't worry, Jake. If I don't collapse, gasping for breath, this race will get rid of the hangover. Once you arrive at the training ground, you must crawl through mud and overcome several grueling obstacles. Climb walls, barbed wire, and thick tires. This time, and no one waits for Smith to start barking orders, and you all dive into the grounds for the next exercise. Okay, we don't have enough experience. You take a breather to see how O'Bannon is getting along. In his current condition, you are worried he will end up sinking into the mud and suffocate. Your concerns turn out to be well-founded. You see O'Brien trying to slip out to catch his breath. Unfortunately, he ends up lying down with his face right in the mud in the middle of the training. O'Bannon, keep doing that and I will put you in isolation. Good job, Vespachi. Huntington, you need to work harder. Smith surely isn't generous with his encouragement. You try to clean yourself up as fast as possible. The clothes are wet and heavy. Not exactly ideal for your next task. Climbing a palm tree as quickly as possible. Picking a coconut and climbing back down, preferably in one piece. If we don't do this, is O'Bannon gonna die? I appreciate your comradeship, Huntington, but I want to see your coconut all the same. Is there HR? Can I go see HR? I don't think that Smith is supposed to see that. You're not helping O'Bannon to sit on the ground, then carry on and carry out your task. You try not to show any annoyance or irritation towards Smith. You deliver the coconut and get back to your mate. It's time for the gun test. Smith examines you quickly with grave glances, while a soldier hands you a rifle. The task is simple. You need to hit a target. I'll do that one. Before taking position, you carefully check the rifle for irregularities. Excellent, Huntington. You must always check your rifle before shooting. A jammed weapon in battle could mean death or blow up in your face. Get that bullshit out of here. Your shot hits very near center of the target. Great shot, Huntington. After the shooting range, Smith takes you to a large and flat, dusty area. In front of you, there are a series of worn-out cannons. Smith wastes no time in powering off the men to cooperate in both maintenance and actual use of cannons. He probably wants to test your teamwork skills. You find yourself paired with O'Bannon, who joyfully comes to you, stumbling a bit. I feel like that would be better. You carefully watch the other pairs busy with the cannons. O'Bannon is too preoccupied with his headache to help you much. You mimic two skilled soldiers, and all in all, you manage to shoot decently. Smith is not satisfied at all, and he sharply explains your next task. It's time to practice hand-to-hand combat. Naturally, you are paired with O'Bannon. You look at your partner, assessing his state. He is still dazed, but at least he is standing and seems a little bit more aware. So you get out to carry his task. I feel like that's the better one. O'Bannon hesitates for a few moments, then starts to hit you. You exchange some blows, then you manage to land a punch between his neck and shoulders. You have planned it well. O'Bannon falls to the ground, semi-conscious. Victory is yours. Smith stares at you for a couple seconds, then muttering something that seems pleased, he orders you to get started on the next task. Once again, you are to practice hand-to-hand combat, but this time your opponent is Vespucci. You look at him and he smiles at you. Both know he's stronger than you. I feel like that's not gonna go well. You try to intercept Vespucci's blow, shielding yourself with your arms. You buy time. Orion's attacks are vicious, but you doubt he can keep them up for long. Your patience rewards you when you notice your opportunity your opponent starting to wheeze and gradually become inaccurate. You manage to exploit an opening in his guard and charge towards him, taking him to the ground. As your comrade brushes the dust off his trousers, you hold out your hand with a smile. Ryan smiles back and takes your hand, and he gets up, congratulating you on a good fight. Smith continues relentlessly shouting orders. You pick up the equipment, the backpack, and the training rifle. It seems that the captain wants you to be full of adrenaline for your combat simulation, so that you don't hold anything back. He forces you to run right through the jungle to reach your next destination. You glance at O'Brien and notice his arm is bleeding. That's bad. Wait, Ed, what happened there? You point at the trace of blood on his hand. O'Bannon shrugs to minimize his injury, and you answer with a smirk, gesturing him to come towards you. Why wouldn't you just fix the problem now? Come here, Ed. As slow as you are, we will be lost anyway. O'Bannon mumbles and smirks, but gives you his arm. You lift his sleeve and check the wound. It's not too bad, but it may get infected here in the dirt. You clean it up with your canteen water and wrap it with a handkerchief. When the training is over, you will take another look at it. You and O'Bannon are the last to reach Captain Smith's prearranged spot, both panting and red-faced. You are welcomed by a barrage of insults, which spits at you both with equal parts saliva and venom. Maybe we can hear... I fucking hate Final Fantasy VII. I can't stand it. Also, what victory? What's the victory? What did we win? I'm gonna buy it for you for Xmas. How? How are you gonna buy it for me? And just to spite you? When you beat up the... I mean, I guess that was a victory, but it didn't feel very victory! It didn't feel very victory. Throne? But that's not on my throne. And people can't just give me random bullshit on my throne. I'm honestly kind of thinking of getting rid of it, because I don't really, like... I don't really need, like, objects, right? Like, I'm kind of, like... I kind of got one because everyone else was, like, getting thrown. It's like, oh, you should get a throne as a VTuber. It's like, okay, I guess. I don't, like, need anything. Like, I don't really need any, like, material objects. And I honestly just kind of feel like I should keep the throne account for, like, for fraud purposes, right? If that ever happens. But I think I might just kind of deactivate it. Because like I said, I don't really, like, need things. And I'm also not, like, the biggest fan of the way that, like, Throne does stuff, because it's just like, oh, get bullshit, like, from Amazon. What would I want under my Xmas tree? Put another house under my Xmas tree. Oh, that's a really funny visual. I don't really want things. Like, I'm just so dissatisfied with material objects. Like, they're nice, I guess, but, like, I don't know, like, there are definitely, like, a lot of people, and I know that I'm in the minority of this, of just, you could put an emergency generator in your throne? I don't even know how we would hook up an emergency generator to this place. Like, how would you do that? So what can I give you? A subby. A subby. Just straight cash. Did you know that psychologically, cash is the most wanted and well-received gift out of anything? Grid tie inverter. That sounds really complicated. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like... That sounds exhausting, Newton. Squadron moves on together, but without you, O'Brien and Vespucci, you fall behind to deal your friend's wounds, and the Italian wanted to assist you. He is always ready to help. Ed is immediately taken to headquarters in order for his wound to get sutured. You wonder whether you should follow him and perform the task yourself or leave it in the hands of the doctor and go on with the training. I mean, this other doctor isn't going to stab him, I would assume. And this other doctor is trained in some way, shape, or form. We are just to put it on your throne. That would be wild. I don't think that this is necessary, but like a part of the back of my brain is like, he's gonna fucking die. I'm not gonna let the paranoia speak for me. You notice two sergeants talking, so you and Vespucci, you move forward silently to listen in. First sergeant, this is very realistic battle simulation. Second sergeant, keep it to yourself. but I've heard that we will soon be heading into action. The political situation here is unstable. You look at Vespucci next to you. He gravely nods. This rumor has been spreading among the men for a while. Hearing it from the officers doesn't comfort me at all. Now it's time for the last part of the training. Teamwork. The troops stops near an abandoned fortress, and the two groups are ordered to get into formation. One will attack the walls. The other will handle the artillery. They're bombarding the weak walls of the fortress or providing cover for the soldiers. We did the artillery really well, so I'm gonna do that one. The orders are clear. You have to take the fort as quickly as possible while trying to limit the enemy's counterattack, and you must decide what strategy to use. I'm trying to think. Well, if the men get to the walls, they're fine. And there's... I think attacking the walls would be better. These are intense moments filled with shouts, blasts, and dust. The simulated battle seems quite real. The day is now coming to an end, and the mock attack on the fort has been carried out. The men are all exhausted, yourself included. I'm proud of you all. Today you made a real effort. Tomorrow we could even go on the attack, but for now it's time to rest and refresh ourselves. Okay, so we still don't have a whole lot of XP. The day's light has almost disappeared below the horizon when your captain brings his soldiers back together. He has an important message for all the men. He has not yet started to talk. He is waiting for everyone to sit down, but you can feel some serious tension filling the air. Just to plug you stick in the sockets, if you put power through it, the line will have power. Interesting. What if I talk you both had to dinner and shared? I am not coming out there with that, man. You know what? Food and consumables are also are like psychologically the second most valued gift by the receiver. So like food and food. I mean, I guess drink too. It doesn't have to be fancy. No one said anything about fancy. The pro-British Sultan Hamad bin Suwani, ruler of Zanzibar, died on the day of your arrival on this island, and Khalid, an illegitimate ruler, has since taken his place. An ultimatum has been sent on Khalid requesting that he... My brain is fighting me today. Requesting that he abdicate peacefully. That ultimatum will expire tomorrow morning. What else do I like to do? Just like in general? We have 4 experience points. That means we can do something with it. I think this would be a good one to have since we don't have any agility. Agility would be probably good. Dude, if we have to fight a bear, we're gonna get fucked though. Your squadron is lined up in the courtyard of the headquarters. It's 8 o'clock. Zanzibar doesn't have any bears. We won't have to fight a bear. We'll be fine. Your squadron is lined up in the courtyard of the headquarters. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, but this time everyone is wide awake. You are ready to set off for the Sultan's palace. Looking around, you can see the anxiety on the faces of your fellow soldiers. Like, for a special occasion, probably mozzarella stick. All girls like mozzarella sticks, even those who are lactose intolerant. You know what? I'm not that big on cheese. Like, I'm just not. And honestly, mozzarella is like, it's in the fine category. Like, it's fine for cheese. It's just fine. What do I like to do for special occasions? I like to eat me the fuck out of some desserts. This bitch will be like, yes, today's diet is cookies, and that's about it. I think I did that one time. I think, like, Cheesecake Factory. You know what? I don't really like cheesecake. I've never been to the Cheesecake Factory. But yeah, I did that for Christmas one time. I think I had coffee and cookies and that was it. And I had like some tiny mini cucumbers to be like, ah yes, nutrients. But that's what I ate for Christmas, was fucking Christmas cookies. Like maybe 3 like really tiny cucumbers and coffee. Yep. The time given for the ultimatum is almost up. The British force is composed of various ships and around 1,000 men, but the Sultan's army should not be underestimated. Between his most loyal men and the soldiers subdued to his will, the prince has gathered a small army, certainly enough to pose a threat. Cucumber is basically just water. So basically you're just like eating out for special occasions? I mean, I guess? Like, sure. I know that's a very non-committal answer, but like... Food's good. I like food. I don't know, people who don't like food, there's something wrong with them. So I just had cookies and coffee. Yes, that's basically the moral of the story. I survived Christmas Day off cookies and coffee. Yes. The reasons for Smith's urgency in training the men with all those hours crawling in the mud and climbing palm trees is now clear. He was figuring how prepared his soldiers were rather than just training the new recruits. Culhead's granted time has almost run out, and the Rear Admiral Harry Lawson, who was on board the St. George, notifies the men to stand for the attack. You don't know him well, but you have heard he is intolerant of anyone who fights under any banner but his. Oof. It's General Lloyd Matthews who begins the attack, ordering his men to open fire upon the Prince's palace. Well known for his extraordinary willpower and determination, Matthews has just one goal in this fight. Unseat the usurper as quickly as possible. So she goes wake up, eat out, go home, become a potato for hours. You know what? That sounds like the fucking life, dude. That sounds like the life. That sounds like a life. It sounds pretty okay. I don't think it's sustainable long term, though. Just saying. Even Smith seems intimidated by the figure of Zanzibar's prime minister. General Matthews nervously commands his troop to move forward to the palace. He wants a... Oh, that's a word! Reconnaissance group to avoid ambush and to look for the best position to strike. The dock seems really strategic. Sir, I'd like to volunteer to go on a recon mission to the docks. Smith appreciates your initiative. After looking you straight in the eyes for a few minutes, he decides to put you in command of the operation and chooses a group of men who are going to follow you and take your orders. You lead your group running close to the palace walls, skidding along like thin shadows in the daylight. You place yourselves near the shore, hiding behind the dunes, where your back's barely sinking into the sand and your watchful eyes have a view of the entire dock. All around you, sound of cannon echoes from the allied ships, which are wiping out the opponents. I mean, nothing's happened yet, so... With a rapid glance, you realize most of the Sultan's artillery has been neutralized and the English ships have bombarded the shores, annihilating any resistance. Many locals are dead. Yay! And you watch as the injured are being carried away. In the distance, not far from the docks, you see the only enemy ship sinking, mirroring the situation on land. Yay! No, it changed. You are red. You are red now. And beforehand you were blue, so there was no need to change. But sometimes, like, if you don't set your color to be a permanent color, it will change based on who's looking at you. Yeah. The whole situation seems to favor the British Army, so you decide to retreat to the palace gardens. This way you can support your allies in the battle, which is almost at its climax. While you move forward, you meet your allies on their way back. They are euphoric, and when they see you, they flail their arms around you with joy. The war for the Sultan's palace has turned out to be a surprisingly short-lived affair. After only 45 minutes of steady cannon fire, the British Army has forced the Sultan and his men to surrender. Despite the bravity of the battle, you are happy with yourself and how you managed to contribute to the victory. We did nothing. We sat on our asses and watched. I did nothing. What's my workout routine? I used to have one. I don't really have one. So right now I have a God, what is it called? It's not a treadmill. It's the elliptical. There we go. I have an elliptical that I have yet to put into my house. So that's gonna be a thing. I've yet to put that in my house. It goes in my house. It will go there. Yay. And then I'm gonna do that sometimes when I feel like it. I know that doesn't sound very, like, you know, like I'm gonna do a goddamn thing with it, and it's just gonna be really ugly fucking decor in my house. But when I feel like it is more of just, why, you're just going to use it as a drying rack? It's nowhere near the washing machine. How is it going to be a drying rack if it's nowhere near the washing machine? Also, I already have a fucking drying rack. But it's more of, like, so rather, instead of, like, sitting on my ass and, like, watching, like, either YouTube videos or, like, TV shows or, like, you know, things where you just sit on your booty cheeks and you don't do anything. Instead, do that, but on the elliptical. But when you do the sheets, but I already have a drying rack. I already have one. Why would I need another one? At the end of the fight, while he addresses his troops, Smith unexpectedly addresses you in front of the other men. Huntington, you did well in the battle. I didn't know you were a leader. We got experience points. Yay. The ability to use firearms. That wouldn't be a terrible one to get right now. Yeah. You head towards the headquarters with your troops. You walk away from where the fighting took place and turn to the Sultan's palace, which is still surrounded by smoke from the battle. The ruins collapsed in upon themselves, causing a cloud of sand and dirt. When you see the British ships in the distance peacefully sailing away in the background. You fall behind, the rest of the troops are not far ahead. You speed up to reach them when an elegantly dressed man approaches you on the street. The stranger takes off his hat in greeting and speaks to you with a German accent. Mr. Huntington, could I trouble you for a moment of your time? You are confused. You've never seen this man. So far as you can recall, you stop on the street staring at him without uttering a single word while the crowd seems to distance itself from around you as if they were trying to avoid the embarrassment of an uncertain situation. You're going to use the elliptical like 5 times, and then it's just going to collect dust. Listen. I just told you how I was going to fucking use it. Like, if rather than sitting on my ass, I'm going to, like, be on the elliptical. I don't understand what's so hard about this. And we don't believe you. Why? Why? Why you no believe? Finally, your mind manages to find a concrete answer while your mysterious interlocutor waits with great patience in his hat. Hi? Pardon me, but do we know each other? Forgive my rudeness. My name is Meyer. Nice to meet you in person finally. He keeps smiling at you, barely bending his hand in a sign of respect, as if he's waiting for your next story, which is not long in coming. The pleasure is mine, Mr. Meyer. May I ask you how you know my name? You see, Mr. Huntington, I am here on behalf of a group of people who deal with the public health. The gentleman group I belong to is very interested in what happens around it and in the whole world. You know, we know, of course, by reputation. What reputation? You are just one of the many doctors in London, and you are not even sure whether your neighbors would recognize you. Meyer's German accented speech stops the flow of your thoughts. We don't believe you because you're a chair potato? That's so rude. I can't believe that you would fucking call me a chair potato right to my fucking face. Wow. I had hoped to talk to you if you had the time, of course. Except I have curiosity. You sat down in the bar along with the street. The man orders 2 coffees while he watches you with a strange but friendly smile. Unable to inspire trust, he raises his cup just a little, sipping his coffee and studying your every movement, making you uncomfortable. Please don't be so nervous. You make me feel like I'm an executioner ready to cut your head. The man smiles, then he lowers his cup in front of him, leaning his elbow on the table. His hands meet in a tangle of fingers under his chin. He never stops staring at you, not even for a moment. We know you are not a soldier. Your medical research is cutting edge. I and the gentleman I represent have gathered a lot of information about you, and we'd be interested in working together. Think of us as modern patrons. He laughs as if he found his metaphor enjoyable, or perhaps he's simply amused by the astonished paleness in your face. You don't need to answer yet, Mr. Huntington. Think about it. We know that every disease has consequences. Some of them go beyond even the deplorable loss of human life. We are studying a dreadful disease which could soon turn into a pandemic. Oh no, not one of those again. For this reason, we are looking for people who could really make a difference in dealing with such diseases. People like you. You should not quit, even though I can understand how after your terrible tragedy. Tragedy? Is he really talking about Helen? He really has done his research on you, because that was no joke. You can't help but wonder how he knows so much, especially about Helen. Listen. The man looks at you right in the face, holding your stare without a little uncertainty. Stop playing at soldiers, Jake. It doesn't suit you, and you're wasting your time right when the world needs your brilliant mind. Think about it, Mr. Huntington. We are willing to offer everything you need to help you change the destiny of the world, of the whole world. The man waves goodbye to you without granting you a chance to respond, vanishing into a crowd like a ghost. The meeting has left you pensive and distraught. It seems Meyer wants your collaboration, offering you his help, yet there's something about him that doesn't convince you. Too many secrets and oddities. You enlisted to forget Helen and the illness which took her away from you, but your efforts have been in vain. Your wife would have never wanted you to quit your job. Yet, not being able to save her destroyed your self-confidence and left you consumed by doubt and guilt. Now it seems the past is trying to reach out to you in some way. Then you remember the message. You'd like to ask Mr. Meyer whether he sent that warning. You regret not having thought of it before but it's too late now. He is already gone. Invisible evil. You are at the headquarters during one of the quiet moments granted by training. A man comes up to you panting heavily to tell you that you have been summoned to see Smith. Your curiosity peaks. You head to his office. Following the Battle of Zanzibar, you have no idea as to what Smith could want from you now. Accept the head pass. No. I will bite you. You soon find yourself in front of Smith, who silently looks you up and down. His eyes freeze you on the spot. After looking at you for what seems like an infinity, the captain clears his throat and looks towards the windows. Well, that's just rude. Why the fuck would you do that? The country is in critical situation, Hennington. A dangerous disease is spreading along the borders of German Africa and British East Africa. He turns his head, barely looking at you. Even the German border, Meyer mentioned a disease, an epidemic. Is this the same disease he was talking about? You wonder why Smith is so interested in this mysterious outbreak, but you stay silent, waiting for him to continue. I'm going to lead a regiment which is departing now to investigate that area of the country and study that threat. I would like you to be part of the expedition. You're opening your mouth to answer when Smith turns back to you and leans his arms on his desk. He is wearing a slightly pained expression. He then starts leafing through the stack of papers, carefully examining them. This time I need your academic skills more than your soldiering skills. I've read your file. You worked as a doctor back in London, a very good doctor. I want you to join the expedition to study the disease. This is not what you had expected. Working as a doctor reminds you of the failures which led you to run off, to enlist, to fight in order to avoid your painful feelings. You were unable to save the one person you loved more than anyone else in the world. Now Smith needs your medical skills, and you can't very well disobey his orders, yet you are unsure how to proceed. Sure. The captain gives a hint of a smile, barely changing the grave look on his eyes. In his eyes, it's clear, however, that he is relieved to know you are with him. Get to the armory, Sergeant. Courage will provide you with the equipment you'll need for the mission. Prepare yourself properly, Huntington. We will be heading into some dangerous places. You are walking in the armory. Other thoughts gather in your mind. Your past is coming back to you like some kind of threatening shadow, cautiously approaching, waiting to pounce on you at the first opportunity. One more mystery disease to study, and the man Meyer. You wonder whether this is the same disease, or this is all a bizarre coincidence. You met him when you enlisted in London, and you have gradually taken to his scowling face and his harsh and abrupt manner. He is a pedantic and excessively dutiful man. But he probably wouldn't have been put in charge of weapons and supplies without these qualities. As always, he stares at you with half-closed eyes as if trying to focus on you. Huntington, what a pleasure to see you. I didn't know you would be assigned to this mission. I can't believe it. They still trust you with a rifle. He bursts into a brief hoarse laugh as his own bad joke. Sure. Sergeant, I am sorry to disappoint you, but my aim has improved greatly since we first met. Now I can even hit a moving target. You spend some time chatting with Haraj, who keeps staring at you with that half-smile which splits his face into two asymmetrical parts. He reminisces about an amusing incident from the past, which was considerably more embarrassing for you than for the sergeant. He appears delighted by these candid memories. After a while, you decide to cut him short so as not to be late for Smith's appointment with the regiment. I am setting out again, Courage. One more expedition. Something big's coming up. Something big? Is it a promotion, Huntington? You don't have enough scars to play the big veteran yet. The sergeant laughs, but he watches you with a beady eye. He never pushes his mockery too far. You know perfectly well that Courage likes you. He even took you under his wing to some measures. Well, Smith told me something about it already. It seems he has a thing for you, the captain. Well, if that's the case, you'll need the appropriate equipment. You're not sure whether Smith is capable of having a thing for anyone or anything, but you don't dispute Carrigid's words or even answer him. Carrig takes you to another part of the armory. The room is big, but mostly empty. and somewhat abandoned looking. The war at the Sultan's palace must have drained a large portion of the British supplies and provisions. The rackets are almost empty, and Carrig only puts 2 weapons in the table in front of you, a rifle and a pistol. Huntington, you can choose 1 weapon only. This isn't London. Our resources are limited. Okay, let's think about this. So, a rifle. You can't hide it super well. A pistol, you can hide it pretty well. I feel like the pistol might be more advantageous just because of also thinking about the type of person that we've built. The type of person that we built is not going to headlong head into battle, and like a pistol is going to be a little bit more, I think, advantageous to this person. So we'll take the pistol. He dismantles the weapon and puts it back together with extraordinary humility. His movements are quick and precise. The sergeant carefully checks the pistol and hands it over to you together with some ammunition. Where are you heading, Huntington? Command hasn't told us a damn thing about the mission, and Smith is quieter than a mouse. Revolver. Okay. Carrig pretends not to care, but it's obvious that he is extremely eager to know what's going on. Neither is he subtle. I would tell. There is a disease, some sort of epidemic terrorizing the whole of East Africa. Smith wants me to join the expedition because he knows about my past as a doctor, and he'd like me to study disease, but I'm not sure I will be able to. I don't. You hesitate for a moment, your nervousness giving you away by your shaking hands. Carrig seems to notice it, and he stops you mid-sentence. Somehow, you're being honest has granted you his sympathy. Sounds like a dangerous mission. You have something that might come in handy. Okay, we got more experience boards. The sergeant stares thoroughly searching the drawers. Starts thoroughly searching the drawers of the armory counter, carefully moving aside ammo and mechanical junk of all kinds. Where the hell is it? I was sure I put it here. Oh, here it is. Courage stands up again and puts a little object in your hands. It resembles a gun, but it's tiny. It's like some sort of manufactured toy rather than a real weapon. You can't help but notice that, unlike everything else here, the gun is entirely spotless, polished, and seemingly brand new. That is an emergency pistol. I don't know what they're technically called, but they are used when you are fucked. I know nothing about medicine, Jake. It's not my field. The one thing I do know is that at close contact with the enemy, this little thing here could be the difference between life and death. Staring at you with extreme seriousness, he gives you the weapon and shows you how to grip it. It's a single-shot Colt Derringer? Don't let its size fool you. It's as deadly as any other weapon and easier to use than a rifle. Flare gun. I thought a flare gun just, like, shot flares and not actual bullets. He tries to diffuse the tension with an empty laugh and puts a hand on your shoulder. You put the Colt in an inner pocket and smile back at him, a silent gesture of gratitude. One more thing. Now into the storeroom. I've got something for you. You follow your old friend towards a fairly large room and empty and dirty as the rest of the armory. It reminds you of the jungle where you train with the rest of the regiment. Perhaps it's just the same humidity sticking to your clothes. Maybe it's just the same humidity sticking your clothes uncomfortably to your body. There are crates scattered here and there, but you can clearly see that the British store of weapons and supplies is running low. This equipment belongs to a doctor who was discharged some years ago. Courage puts a magnifying glass, some vitals, surgical calipers, and a first aid kit on the counter. Why? What? Yeah. That sounds real good. You carefully place the objects in your backpack and thank Courage for everything. You talk about your time in London together and various other things before you say your goodbyes and take your leave. We got more items. Well, the flare is kind of like a bullet, a punch of good size. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Rod flare is just a stick. I didn't know that, like, a flare was, like, bullet-like. I thought that, like, a flare was, like, a light thing that went up in the sky. Or are those, like, two different types of flares? They might be. Good luck, Jake. The sergeant keeps watching you with his half-closed eyes as you walk away, chuckling to himself as usual. Small leather bag containing medical equipment, contains tools and first aid, bare essentials to provide first aid manually. Wounds, the samples, and that. Okay. You walk back towards headquarters, tightening your backpack straps as you go. Smith and a small contingent of men are waiting for you in front of the barracks, ready to depart. Huntington, you're always late. We're pleased to see that Ryan is part of the expedition. I hope Ryan's okay! Ryan! Yes, but it shoots from a pistol. In the olden days, it was more of a fireworks rocket. Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. I'm happy to see you're here too. At least we have something decent to eat. I can't stand the food here much longer. There's insects in almost everything we're given. Ryan answers with a loud laugh and claps you on the back with the delicacy of a London bare knuckle fighter. They don't know how to make anything even remotely edible. I know. I just heard something about this mission, something about a disease. What about you? Have you heard anything? After a moment's consideration, you decide to tell your friend what you know. Smith asked me to join this expedition as a doctor. He wants me to study this disease, and I'm afraid this is something serious. The Italian cook nods before his face lightens up as he remembers something important. Oh, and I almost forgot. O'Bannon should be with us too. O'Bannon! As if summoned by some kind of ritual, O'Bannon appears at your side and puts his hand on your shoulder. Look who's here, Dr. Jake and Vespucci. The golden ladle. He bursts out laughing and then whispers in your ear. I have some really nice bottles with me. It's going to be a good laugh. Do not drink them. I'm going to take them, and I'm going to use them as sterile equipment. You do not get to drink them. As usual, everything is a game for him. Somehow, each time O'Bannon opens his mouth, he reminds you of his stupid, innocent youth. So, I like O'Bannon, but, like, bro, don't fucking die on me! We're not here to enjoy ourselves, O'Bannon. You'd better stop acting like an infant if you don't want to go home in a box. I feel like that's a good thing to say. You reproach him firmly, but nonetheless, you know you can appear cruel. Yes, of course, as you say, Doc. This is not the reaction you had expected from him. O'Bannon has taken your warning far too lightly, more as a joke. He won't follow the rules. Is he really just a wild spirit in the wrong place? Or maybe it's his youth and inexperience combined with his strong personality. Despite everything, we're gonna lose O'Bannon. We're gonna fuck it. We're gonna lose him, and I'm gonna be so sad. Despite everything, you feel more relaxed knowing both of your friends will be part of the mission. You don't really know the other men in the regiment yet. Smith is in front of you, smoking his pipe intently. He's holding the hand of a small boy. He looks about 6. Noticing your presence, the captain approaches the child. Huntington, you haven't met my son yet. This is Scott. He wants to come with us. Scott's fucked. Scott is so fucked. Scott, are you ready for your life to end here, bud? He wants to come with us to see all the wild animals, but this mission is too important, isn't it? The child looks up at his father, pleading, hoping to make him feel guilty. The captain's stern expression melts away as he ruffles his hair paternally. Kid's gonna die. Newton agrees. Kid's gonna fucking die. Another time, Scott. You say goodbye to Scott, who hides shyly behind his father. Smith yells out at the men. On the march, men, we have a long road ahead. Okay, so Scott's not gonna be here. Thank Jesus Christ. Go away, Scott. We have 14... Scott! You little boy. I'm going to take a small break, and then I shall be back.